Yeah, so recently I've been trying to mimic Messi's more finishing abilities rather than his playmaking or dribbling abilities. Messi scores a lot of goals and provides a lot of assists, but most of his goals don't come from dribbling five players and then scoring on the keeper. He's only done that a handful of times. Like dribbling's part of his game to help progress the ball forward and play make, but he can also move like a striker and like score goals like a striker, whether it be tap-ins or like being around the box and like not necessarily even beating a player, but just creating a little pocket of space so you can have a shooting angle. I always advocated trying to do two feints because it's a lot easier to go forward. Because a lot of times if you just do one feint and then go to the side, the defender can like track you and like push you over there. But just doing one feint when you're like near the box, I think that's enough because you don't at this point you don't need to beat them like right on. You can just go to the side, and that's like enough of an angle to shoot on net, and it does save time, so you don't have to do one move rather than two. So to begin, let's see how Messi strikes the ball. And for comparison, here's how I struck the ball. So as I was striking the ball, what I was going for was what Harry Kane does. A lot of times he points his like non-shooting foot there, like away from the net, and then like he'll really turn his hips in, and then really crunch down his body like this as he's going down. And just from experience, I find it easy like when you put the ball this way because you don't have to if you like turn early into the ball. It's really hard because the ball's like spinning away from you. Here, like you're kind of like facing forward with the ball, and it's a lot easier to, wind your leg up, and then you can turn late, and then really crunch that body down to really have a good follow through for enough power and accuracy. And if we compare my last steps with Messi, let's see how we compare. So Messi's already starting to naturally do a bit of a hop. Sometimes I wonder if I hop a little too much. I find I do need to hop to like really swing that leg back if I want a lot of power. But if I'm around the box, that's not usually necessary. So I come here. So the angles are a little bit different, but if you see Messi, you see he's kind of leaning back a lot more, and of course it also depends on how fast the ball is rolling. If it's not rolling too fast, and if it's actually you're going straight, the angles might be a bit different. But that's just one thing to note, and maybe next time I could put the camera at a better angle to compare. And as our foot strikes the ball, see like kind of looks like Messi is like almost like leaning back as he hits the shot. Whereas me, I think I do lean it back. You see, like it's at this point where I lean it back here, but I think I stopped leaning as soon as I'm about to strike the ball, and then I crunch down like this. Let's see Messi, he's leaning back, and then I think he starts to crunch down a little bit here. Yeah, I see the so that's just something to experiment with, and also there's different angles where the technique might vary. And it's a little hard to see, but it looks like he's striking it with the instep, between the side of the boot and the laces, and then let's see how his hip turns. I think his hip does naturally have to turn like a little bit over to the right, though he keeps his left hip a little bit more open. Let's see how I compare, hit with the instep. And yeah, I do turn my hips, but naturally, and also I know this is just to keep that left hip open, and then I can almost swing over just a little bit as I hit. Now, one really interesting thing I found is, when Messi hits to the near post, it depends where the near post is, but what I mean is across the body. So Messi's left-footed, so what I mean is hitting it this way rather than that way. Oftentimes when he does that, he'll actually strike with the laces. Not all the time, but as I mentioned before, when he goes to this side, a lot of times he hits with the instep between the side of the boot and the laces. And naturally, when I've been trying to like hit this side, I've been trying to do the same technique and hit the same area of the boot, and sometimes even more with the side of the boot, because I guess naturally like it's a bit easier because your side of the your foot's here, and then you would think you would just hit it this way. But it seems like when Messi goes this way, he hits with the laces. So let's see his shot. And as you see, it goes to the bottom right corner there. So as Messi, like, strikes the ball here, what you notice is as he comes down, you'll notice that, see, it looks a lot more like it's on the laces rather than the side of the foot. And then crunches down, and then keeps that like left head open, because one thing just anecdotally, and also like looking at other strikers I've seen, is like a lot of times they do open that hip because you see you kind of want to like fall through, like you see that like leg like straight like this. So when you open your like hip back, it kind of gives you leverage to go like this way. If you like, don't open it and it's turned this way, like a lot of times you'll kind of almost like kind of scuff the ball, and like you'll fall through a little that way. Pretty sure some of you know what I mean. Like a lot of times you'll scuff the shot and it'll just kind of like be weak and like sail like wide. And for comparison, here's my near post shot. So just like Messi, I try to like keep that left hip open, and because I really wanted to like fall through this way to get enough power and accuracy over there. But like unlike Messi in this case, I'm hitting like kind of like still with the instep, but this part of the ball. And I find it's really hard to get the bottom corner because like naturally when you do it this way, like you can kind of like lift the ball a bit more. So I think next time I'll striking with the laces when I go this way, but using the instep if I want to go over here. And just to illustrate that point, here's another angle where Messi goes across his body. So as Messi brings that foot down, you see where that foot lands. You see, like, it looks like he's like about to hit it with the laces, like this. Maybe he does hit it a bit more on the side, but it does seem like he gets a lot more of his laces onto the ball, especially at this angle. Like, I find it's a lot easier to like side foot it there because you just kind of want to knock it this way. Like swing it this way, but for whatever reason, I think I should try a bit more with the laces. And just for comparison, let's see how Harry Kane shoots. So I mentioned before, as he like winds up, a lot of times he sees Kane's like foot, it'll point like wide of the net, and then as he comes, he'll like turn his hips, but like of course, like a lot of times you have that hip nearest to the ball open, and then as he turns, he really crunches down, and that way he can get like really fall through with enough power and accuracy to get into the bottom corner. And here's Harry Kane shooting to the left post. So here, actually Kane points his not planting foot a bit more to the left. In the previous clip, it was a bit more over there because he was going to the right post. So here, again, like opens that hip and then he crunches down a little. I think similar to, well, a lot of shooters, but they open that hip to really like get that leg elongated and like going to falling through to where you want the ball to go. But unlike Messi, I saw a couple more clips of this. It seems Kane hits it a lot closer to the side of his foot rather than laces like this. And he does keep, I guess keep it relatively close to the ground. Again, I find it hard to like have a low-powered shot doing it this way. So I might try Messi's method, but I thought it was a bit interesting. And I also find that if you want to hit with the side of the foot, you need the ball closer to your body. It's a lot harder to hit with the side of the foot if it's like you're running and it's like rolling away this way, because you need to really wrap your foot around the ball. So that's another case for using the laces. And this technique isn't bad or anything, because Messi also does hit with the instep with the side of the foot when he's going across at times. But I think this has to do with the position of the ball. So if you're like kind of like dribbling though with the ball this way, and the ball's close to you, I guess it might be better to do with the side of the foot. But if it's rolling away, maybe the laces would be a bit easier.